Okay, here if you see the size of the matrix, okay, hi. This is about the type of a matrix. A matrix may be classified by a types, and it like for example, we have many types of a matrix, and more than one types of a matrix. First type is called the row matrix. What's the meaning of row matrix? If a matrix has only one row, it is called the row matrix. If you see here the number of a row, it is only one row, and because of that we call the row matrix. Column matrix, that's matrix sometimes is called the vertical matrix, that's only have one columns. If it is, has only one columns, it's called column matrix or a vertical matrix. Okay, this is about the types of a matrix. Now the second thing, it is called a zero matrix. If you have a matrix and each element inside those a matrix, each element inside the matrix, which in a in the array, we call this a zero matrix. And each element here, it is zero, we call the zero matrix, rather than any size. If you have any size, but each element there it is zero, we call the zero matrix. A rectangular matrix, if it is shaped like a rectangle, we call the rectangular matrix. And also if the number of a row it is not equal to number of a column, we call a rectangular matrix. If you see here the number of a row, it is not equal. This is 3 and this is 2, which is not equal. If it is not equal, we called a row matrix. We call the rectangular matrix. And the another type of a matrix is called a square matrix. Okay, this is a square matrix. We call the square matrix if the number of a row it is equal to number of a column, square matrix. If a number of a row is equal to number of a column, for example 2 by 2, 3 by 3, 4 by 4, 6 by 6, 5 by 5, any elements any matrix which a number of a row it is equal to number of a column and the shape it is like a square, we call the square matrix. Okay, we call the square matrix. Now how about the diagonal matrix? If you see, this is the diagonal. Okay, and the diagonal must be a square matrix. If it is not a square matrix, let me see any matrix which is a rectangular matrix. For example, A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1. And this matrix, we cannot find any diagonal, there is no diagonal, we can't shape any diagonal. Okay, and this is not a diagonal matrix, it should be a square matrix. Okay, this is the first condition. The matrix, it should be the diagonal matrix, it should be what? It should be a square matrix. And also the below element, which is upper bound, it should be what? Triangle, upper triangle, it should be 0. And also the lower triangle, it should be 0. For here the lower triangle, it's all element is 0, and upper triangle, it is all element is 0. If it is like that, we call the diagonal matrix. But otherwise, if you have any matrix, for example A is equal to 1, 0, 0, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, this is a diagonal. and this is not the diagonal matrix because of 2. It should be 0. If it is a 0, we call the rectangle a diagonal matrix. If it is not, we don't call it a diagonal matrix. So this is not a diagonal matrix because of 2, and the element which will be on the lower triangle, it should be all 0, and also the upper triangle, all it should be 0. So this is upper triangle, it is not 0, and also the lower triangle, it is not 0. Okay, each element or the 0 above, we call it lower triangle. If the 0 is below, we called upper triangle. Okay, and this is not this matrix is not a diagonal matrix because of 2, and this is because of the shape. And also each element in the diagonal, it not all be 0, it should be all element, يعني number, not 0. If you have only one element 0, so it is okay, but not all 0. Okay, this is about the diagonal of the matrix. Okay, now here, if you have, for example, another type of element, like for example a scalar element. What the meaning of scalar matrix? Sorry, what the meaning of scalar matrix? If a matrix is called a scalar matrix, that's mean it should be square matrix, and it also have a diagonal. So a scalar matrix, diagonal matrix, square matrix, and also the element which is on the diagonal, they are same element or they are equal. Each element on the diagonal, they are equal. If you see here, this is the diagonal, okay, and each element on the diagonal, it is equal: 8, 8, 8, 2, 2, 2, 4, 4, 4, 6, 6, 6, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8, like this. And not must be like 3 by 3. It may be any diagonal matrix. Okay, any diagonal matrix, for example 4 by 4, 6 by 6, 2 by 6, any diagonal matrix, each element on the diagonal, it should be same. Okay, and the last one, it is the identity matrix. The identity matrix, that's mean if you multiply a matrix by the identity, you will get the same matrix. Okay, like for example, the identity of multiplication is 1. If you multiply any number by 1, you will get the same number. Also in a matrices, if you multiply any matrix by the identity, you will get 1. And the identity is denoted by I. Okay, is denoted by I. Here it is 2 by 2, 3 by 3. Maybe you have 4 by 4, and so on. Okay, now if this element on the diagonal is 1, 1, 1, we call the identity matrix. It is a diagonal, also scalar, but the number here, it should be same, which is 1, 1, 1. Also here 1, 1, 1. We call this is the identity matrix. For example, if you have A, okay, A is equal to 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, okay, and 0, 1, 0. This is not identity matrix. Why it is not identity matrix? If you see the diagonal, not each element on the diagonal is 1. So also it is not a diagonal matrix. So it is not the identity matrix. Okay, this is about the identity of matrices.